Okay, welcome everybody. My name is Larry Bowers and I work with Dennis Green here at Church Development, and I'm very excited to be able to give a little bit more specific information about the materials we recommend to be used for an annual stewardship campaign, and to show you how to modify those, how to tailor them to your own congregation, and then to be able to send them out either by email, social media, or print them out and hand them to folks. And so hopefully you all got here through the Gilead campaign portal on the stewardship system on our website. And as a reminder, last week, or last month, Dennis did a webinar that did an overview of annual campaign information. And if you missed that, you can watch it here on this portal website. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the very bottom left column, Annual Stewardship Campaign. This is the resource kit that we'll be going through today briefly. And so we say everything you need to run your annual stewardship campaign emailed straight to your inbox. Now, before I get too far, as I see some folks have got signed in, on your screen toward the bottom there is a chat box that you can click, or you can raise your hand, and also a question and answer. So feel free to type any questions you have, or if there are any technical difficulties, you can type that in there and let us know, and we can try and get that rectified. So again, at the bottom of your screen, there's the chat, the raise hand, and the question and answer. So for our annual stewardship campaign kit, a big part of that is the brochure, newsletters, and pledge card, prayer guide, and cover letter for you to use in order to get information out, to answer questions, and then to ask folks to make a pledge to the stewardship campaign. Now, one thing that we send is our annual stewardship campaign manual, and this manual is the resource that someone would start with in order to get started. It gives the campaign overview, the committee descriptions, the tasks, and then 2 calendars, a 3-month calendar and a 6-month calendar for completing a stewardship campaign. And Dennis talked about a lot of the logistics of this last month, and this month we want to look more specifically at the materials that are used. But this is a great resource for an overview. So the first thing I'll cover is one of the easier ones. It's just a simple Word document that is a draft of a cover letter from the leadership of the congregation to explain and introduce a little bit about what the Commitment Sunday is about, and the packet pieces, how there is a pledge card enclosed, and an ask to prayerfully consider making a pledge. And so this cover letter, we always recommend that it's addressed specifically to members of your congregation, very personalized. And so that's an important piece that goes in the packet. Now, the other pieces are a brochure and a pledge card and possibly a prayer guide. And that's what I want to cover next, is how to get into those and edit them and make them work. So I have a sample email that will have more explanation, but right now this is just links to the various pieces that can be edited and then saved in order to be emailed, or saved in order to be printed and mailed out in the mail. And so the way it works is, first of all, one needs to have a Canva account. And Canva is an online publishing. We used to call it desktop publishing back in the day, if you ever used Microsoft Publisher. It was not an easy program to use. And Canva is much easier and provides a lot of templates and pictures. It's all in one place. And then we've done all the design work. And so when you open our links, maybe some slight modifications if you want to customize the pictures, obviously put in names of leadership. All of those things would be customizable. But it's real simple to create an account. They just want your name, email, and a password to get started. And you can load all of our templates into your account and then edit them. And so I'm not gonna sign up here, but I've got a account to demonstrate what it would look like for someone who has just signed up. They get an email with all these links in it, and if you click, for example, the brochure link, it's going to pop up a template that says this template was created by Meredith Snyder. She's our outreach director and was shared with you. Start designing now. And when you click Use Template, it copies it into your new Canva account. And you can zoom in. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see. And this is a brochure. So it's a 4-page brochure, with this being the cover side and this being the back page. And then down here, page 2 inside, and then page 3 on the inside. Now it's good to kind of run through the pieces of this, because they're all important pieces for running a successful stewardship campaign. Even though there's a cover letter included, we also like to have a letter in the brochure, because our studies show, and all the campaigns that we have done over the years, that people look at different things and pay attention to some things better than others. Some people are going to like the color and the pictures, and they're going to pay more attention to the brochure. Other people are going to like the cover letter. That's a little cleaner and more simple. And so we always discourage folks to repeat things. And even if it might seem redundant, it's a way to catch folks who might not otherwise look at it. So a letter from leadership, and then just a little bit of education. All of our view of stewardship and of we like to say we don't fundraise. We try and teach generosity from the Christian perspective. And so your decision to give is a little bit of that education. And our motto, I would say, or when we talk about lay speakers or anybody who gets up in front, we always ask them to say, how has God blessed you? And how do God blessings flow through you? And what has that meant in your life? How has that changed your life by your own service of stewardship for your faith community? And so, and again, all this can be edited. So you can click in any of these boxes and type something that you would rather have in there, delete something, move it around. Again, it's a skeleton, and the language can be modified to fit the temperament of your congregation. So then there's also usually a small frequently asked questions, and that is an important part. And this, again, is something that you want to customize. If you know people are asking certain questions or are going to ask a particular question, you can modify this section to include that. The back page is a good page for information. It allows you to put information about your budget, and where your budget goes to fund, so that people know that when they make a pledge, they have an idea of where that pledge is going, what it's being used for. And this is such an important part of any stewardship, is to really communicate a lot of information to help people understand, to get them excited, and that will help them enter into it, not dragging their feet, as we so often do when we are asked to give or to give more. And then finally, there's a campaign prayer, and that can be, again, copied and pasted out of this into a bulletin or into an email to remind people that as the campaign is unfolding, that this is a prayer that we can pray as a community to help us discern. So this is the brochure, and I don't know how technical I want to get, but if, say, for example, you have pictures, good pictures of an event that happened at your congregation or in your community, you can replace any of the pictures that we have in here. They're more placeholders, more generic. The more personal you can make the brochure pictures, the better it is going to be, with faces, with people interacting. All of those things help evoke that awareness of how important one's faith community is to them, and how important then it is to be supportive of that. So you can upload an image from your own computer into Canva, and then it's just as easy as dragging and dropping it over. Canva also has its own pictures, photos, that you can search for. I'll just type in church, and you'll see all kinds of pictures of churches come up, and you literally just drag and drop it over in, resize it. Very simple. If there's a picture that's already there, it'll resize to just replace the picture you have. So that is a really nice feature as you drag stuff over from the pictures, whether you upload it or whether it is a picture that Canva provides. You can just drag and drop it in, and now that is a part of your document, and it saves as you go. So I'll run through some of the other packet pieces. The prayer guide is a great one, again, optional, but the prayer is such an important part of any education in stewardship, because, again, the question we ask, how has God blessed you, and how do God's blessings flow through you? That takes time to be aware of that and to ask God to help us to think about that, pray about it. And so a prayer guide is a great way to lead the members of your congregation through that awareness, and to ask them to pray for the people of your community, pray for the people of your congregation, pray for the world. The nice thing about it is it helps us to pray about things we might not otherwise pray about. And so there's every day there's a different reflection and then items to pray about. And again, this can be edited to fit, and then either emailed out as a PDF or an image, or downloaded as a PDF to be printed. So the prayer guide is another great packet piece. But the most non-negotiable one is the pledge card. And so the pledge card we also have here in Canva, so it can be edited as well. I'll zoom in a little bit so it's a little bit bigger. And it basically just gives your members a place to put their information and then to make their pledge. And again, if there's a specific place that this is going toward, then that can be put on here. You can be as specific or as general as you would like. You can also, as this pledge card has, I would like to pledge so many hours per week of my time to the church, or contact me about ways to serve. It can be an opportunity not just to collect pledges, but also to remind people the other opportunities that they have to serve with their time and their talent in your congregation. And so that's we do 3 to a page here, so it helps save on paper. And then on the back, this is a front and back, and have to turn your head a little sideways, but we always recommend having a giving chart to help folks see what their gift, if they were to give 3% annually, what that would be spread out over weeks, over years, or over months. And so that's a great thing to help people visualize what that looks like. So those are our main packet pieces. So the brochure, the optional prayer guide, and the pledge card would all go together and be given to each member of your congregation with that cover letter that we talked about in the first place. Now, to supplement all of this, we also recommend doing newsletters to prepare people. So we have 3 templates for newsletters. The first 2 come out before Commitment Sunday, before folks get their packet, to help them understand what they're getting, to reinforce all of the messaging of why we do this. And then the 3rd newsletter comes out after the packet as a way to give an update and to thank people who did make a pledge. So newsletter number 1, and again, when you click the link out of your email, it'll open up in your Canva. And then you can zoom in so that it's a little bit bigger. And again, all of these text boxes you can edit and change and put your own congregation name and address in if you're going to mail this out. If you're not going to mail it out, you can print it out or again email it. So those 3 newsletters all have a theme and a way to help the first 2 to introduce the campaign, and the 3rd one to give an update and to thank. And then finally, there's a prayer card. The prayer is in the brochure, but if you would like, a lot of the churches and congregations we serve will print these out and hand them out a month or 2 before Commitment Sunday for the annual stewardship campaign, and maybe pray them every Sunday together as a reminder of what is coming. And so we again put these 3 to a page so that it's pretty easy to print out and then cut into thirds. Now, I talk about how easy it is to edit and have shown you how to put pictures in and photos, and I talk about how you can download images or PDFs to print or email, but I want to show you how to do that. So up here in the upper right-hand side of the Canva page, there's a down arrow. That's your download button. And you can download PNG or JPG. Those are both image formats. You can do a PDF standard or PDF print. And we always recommend to do a PDF print. And when that downloads, Canva will prepare it. Will then allow you to save it to your computer. And then you can open that up in anything that opens PDF files. We use Adobe Acrobat Reader. And then this can be printed from Adobe File Print. And you can print that out in order to use. And so that's true with any of the pieces that are in Canva. So I'm going to stay in Acrobat Reader. I've already downloaded all of these to show what they look like here and how they can be printed. Here's one of the newsletters. And then the brochure. So then any changes you would make back in Canva, you would need to re-download your files. Now I'm going to click back to the home, This is my personal account that I made that just has those pieces that I've been showing you how to use in, and so whenever you're done, you can go back to the main page, and all of the pieces that I just loaded in are there, and all you have to do is click on it to open it back up, and again, make edits as needed, and they're saved automatically, so that when you go back to your main home page, all those changes are reflected back here. So it works very very nice when you already have a template. We don't get paid from Canva. In fact, we pay Canva in order to be able to offer this as a service. But they are it's a great place if you want to make any other kind of posters or pictures or images of different sizes and shapes. They offer a lot of free templates, and you can upload your own pictures and type in your own information. So that basically covers our packet pieces there. And so I'm going to close all these out. Every time you click a new template, it's going to open up a new tab. We recommend Chrome or Firefox are both supported browsers for Canva. And then I believe Microsoft Edge now is Chrome-based, so it would probably work as well, but I haven't tested it. Okay, at this point, I don't see any open questions. Again, at the bottom of your Zoom window, there's a place where you can click questions and answers, or chat, or raise your hand if you have a question, and then you can type that in. So I just wanted to be also clear to go back, because I think we've had a few people join us from when I started, that the Gilead portal is the beginning place, not only for signing up for future webinars here on the right-hand side, but also monthly resources for bulletins can be found here, a video training library, samples and resources for all kinds of things in order for you to share with your stewardship committee, downloadable guides here. And then where we've been working is here with the annual stewardship campaign resource kit. So that's in the lower left side of this particular web page. And again, this comes with signing up and logging in through the Gilead portal. So we are trying to make these webinars fairly short and painless. So if there aren't any other questions, I would like to thank you for your attention, and I will, this is the debut of our new annual stewardship campaign that I've been sharing with you. Love and service is our theme for this year. And so we have branded everything with that design with the heart, and want to, but we also have done other campaigns in the past that we would be willing to share with you as well that have different color schemes. The wording is usually pretty much the same because you want to always be able to tell people the most important things each time you have an annual stewardship campaign, but we try and update the prayer and change the format so it looks different and has a different feel to it. So again, if there's no open questions, I will thank you for your attention. And again, all these resources can be found back on that main Gilead 2019 campaign in that left-hand column. So if anybody has any questions about any of that, please go to our website, Church Development, and you can contact us there. All right, thank you all again for your attention, and have a great rest of the week.